like we're good to go here. Alrighty, well, we are back. Again with some more Pokemon Run&Bun. Continuing with our hardcore Nuzlocke attempts. Making our way slowly but surely through the last split of the game through Victory Road here. Tackling all these tricky trainers with their megas. Yeah, it's been pretty bit slower. Taking it like a couple fights at a time, but you know, it's at this point, you know, I don't want to get impatient and overlook something, because even at this point, if I make one mistake in my prep, I could very easily wipe. Including this next fight, which was pretty tricky also to figure out. And it's not riskless. There is like a less than a 0.5% chance of things going wrong, which could lead into other things, but for the most part, it should be pretty fine. But I do have a team of a bunch of heavy hitters, so if something does go wrong, then it's scary, because I got a team that's all pretty important counters. So yeah, but I think we've formulated a plan that should be good to go. So let me just triple check all my items here. Beedrillite, Choice Specs, Life Orb, Black Belt, Raspberry, Magnet with some pre-damage. Let me see. Yeah, so we should be good. Hopefully we can get at least another couple fights in the bag here. But yeah, why don't we go ahead and head on over to this fight over here. Still gotta make our way through the Dusclops maze again, which very interesting little puzzle that Dexa came up with. I don't know how he got the idea for that, but it's very definitely interesting. So we went up here, we go down here, and then we got this interesting Dusclop thingy here. So I'm not really sure what the exact plan here. I think you're supposed to block this Dusclops line of sight with the boulders, but I'm not really too sure exactly how that works. But the last time I just walked by them. Bailey, what's up in the chat? Thanks for popping in, appreciate it. Hope your day's going alright so far. So, let me see. Yeah, last time I just did that. Oh. Yeah, and if he catches you, that happens. So but I'm not really, I don't think there's like any other way you could do this puzzle. I mean, you can move this boulder. I'm not too sure how that helps though. Yeah, I could just do that. Alright, so we fought this trainer, so the next trainer should be over here. Yeah. It's kind of a pain to have to go back and forth through this whole thing every time. But... let's see. I could break this. Alright, so I need to block this line of sight somehow. Probably with one of these boulders here. Because I can go this way. Oh. How are you supposed to do this puzzle? I mean, I can move this one up. Oh, but that doesn't work. Yeah. Alright. I mean, I can move these. What if I move this, then move this? Right. Or... pretty sure I can move... if I move around, I can move that boulder up. Block that Dustclops line of sight. I would just have to go around. So I could do that. Move it up here, and then go this way. And then I could fight this trainer here. Okay. So I think that's good. Let me save here. And then triple check the calcs one last time. Stamina only boosts defense, right? Yeah, it's just physical defense. Let's go you to you. KO, bait you. Go to you, KO, bait you. Go you, KO, bait you. Go you to you, KO. Bait you, you turn to you, and then okay, sweet. Alright. Make sure I have all the right items here one last time. Choice specs, life orb, black belt, raspberry, magnet. Alright, let's do this. Aren't you getting a little tired? I am. Alright, Cold Trainer Carolyn. Alright, so this cool trainer, she leads a Mudsdale here, holding an Assault Vest, which is pretty tanky and very difficult to one-shot. I'm not able to do that, but what I can do is I can two-shot it. So Right now, this Mudsdale, it also has the stamina ability, so if you hit it, it'll raise its defense, making it very tanky. But right now, the Mudsdale only sees a KO on my Beedrill with Earthquake. So what that allows me to do is to outspeed and deal some damage with U-turn. So we're gonna U-turn it. So deal a little less than half, or about half. It'll proc defense raise, but that's perfectly fine, because I'm gonna swap to my Hydreigon, which has Levitate to be immune to the incoming Earthquake here. Yep, so there's the Earthquake, we Levitate. And then now, with that U-turn damage, with the Choice Specs, I can now KO with a Draco Meteor. Perfect. So Mudsdale goes down, and next up should always be Gallade. Perfect. Yeah, so Gallade comes in, and this is also a Mega Gallade, which it'll Mega Evolve this turn. And it sees that it can KO my Hydreigon with only close combat. So this allows me to safely swap into my Dragapult to take no damage from the incoming attack here. So we'll see the Mega Evolution here. And we should see close combat. Perfect. Alright, and then now with a Life Orb, I can one-shot this Gallade with a Phantom Force. As it goes for a knockoff. Alright, perfect. So Gallade goes down. And next up we should see is a Ferrothorn. Perfect. Alright, so this Ferrothorn was the real, well, one of the real problems with this team is because this Ferrothorn has both Stealth Rocks and Spikes, and it's super slow, so it's almost impossible to try to prevent this thing from setting up without any other complications. So I'm just gonna let it set up either Hazard, either Spikes or Stealth Rocks, it doesn't matter. But the AI is not always guaranteed. There's a less than a 0.5% chance that Ferrothorn will attack with Gyro Ball. We really do not want to see that happen, because I'm going to swap to my Urshifu, who I really need to not take an attack because I have him pre-damaged. So I'm going to swap him in, but very likely it's going to set up a Hazard. So if we see that, we should be perfectly fine for the rest of the fight here. So let's see either Spikes or Stealth Rocks. Perfect. Right, so Spikes are up. Now the rest of the fight should be perfectly free. So with Urshifu in with a Black Belt, this thing also has an Aqua Berry to reduce fire type damage, but with a Black Belt, close combat will always one-shot, and we'll also take a little bit of Iron Barb's chip. So Ferrothorn goes down. We take some Iron Barbs. And next up we should see, after the defense drops, we should see Blastoise come in. Perfect. Alright, and this Blastoise was the real demon of this team, because it has White Herb and Shell Smash, which, if the AI doesn't see KOs, it really wants to set that up. But with my pre-damaging, Let me just triple check here. Yeah, so after the -1 SPDF drop from close combat, plus the Iron Barbs chip, I'm always exactly in range of Scald. So the Blastoise can't use Shell Smash here. He'll always go for the fast KO with Scald. Sty, what's up in the chat? Thanks for popping in. This is a ROM hack called Pokemon Run&Bun, which is considered one of the hardest custom-made ROM hacks for any Pokemon game. And I'm doing a Nuzlocke of it. So Blastoise is always going to go for Scald here, which allows me to swap into my Goodra, which is very low, but Scald is going to do very minimal damage to me. And I'm holding a Rost Berry. Let me just triple check that. Perfect. Yeah, I'm holding a Rost Berry in case Scald will burn. So we'll go to Goodra here. So we'll take Spikes, and we'll take Scald. Yeah, so there's a burn, but we'll heal that up. Did I ever do a shiny only Nuzlocke? I have never done that. If I were, I would probably just do that with like a regular game, like Fire Red and Leaf Green just came out. That'd be a fun one to do a shiny only Nuzlocke. But that would take a whole lot of time. And this challenge is already taking enough time as it is. This run, my save file on this run is about 270 hours already, so if I added shinies to that, that would... I just don't have the time for all that. I would only do them separately. Brian Hale, really appreciate the follow. Appreciate that, bro. Hope you're having a good day today. Alright, so... after the Spikes and the Scald, with the pre-damaging, I'm now only ever dead to Earthquake from this Blastoise here. So let me just triple check that. Yeah. So now Blastoise is guaranteed to go for Earthquake this turn, which allows me to safely swap into my Thundurus to take no damage. So she Earthquake, perfect. And then now with a Magnet equipped, I can outspeed and Thunderbolt will always KO. Perfect. Alright, so Blastoise goes down. Oh, and there's a wider glitch for this game. So next up we should see... this will be a little interesting here. Let's see. So... Wait, hold up. That looks like a regular Braviary. That... Okay. So... There is a Hisuian Zoroark on this team, as you guys can see. Normally, if Zoroark comes out, it will be like a little glitchy pattern, but it didn't do that here. But that shouldn't be the case because I show that I outspeed and one-shot the Braviary as well with the So this shouldn't have been Braviary. This should be a Hisuian Zoroark. But I didn't see a glitching pattern. Because... Yeah, that's really weird. It should have never been Braviary here. It should have been Zoroark because it's holding a Focus Sash, and I don't see... It doesn't see that I can KO it with Thundurus. So my original plan was to U-turn this because it's holding a Focus Sash if it is Zoroark, and then swap into Dragapult. But if it's the real Braviary, then it has a chance of going for agility. And that would not be good, because then it would outspeed everything on my team and be able to KO. If it's the real Zoroark, then he's always going for a Hyper Voice. Hold up, I just need to double check something. Kuji, I see you. I need to see what this looks like for other runners here. Because like I said, normally if it's the Zoroark and not the real version, then the sprite animation when it comes in would look all glitched, and it would like flash. But the sprite animation for this Braviary coming in, it didn't do that. So that makes me not think that this is the real, or this is the real Braviary, not the Zoroark. But if that's the case, that's pretty bad. Let me see here. My Wi-Fi is being really slow right now. Okay, so I think I saw... I'm looking at Small Ant's fight right now. And when the Zoroark was disguised as the Gallade, it did a regular sprite animation and not a weird one. So this should be Zoroark. Okay, so if this is actually Zoroark, we are perfectly fine. And that was part of my plan here. So I'm gonna act as if this is the Zoroark and not the actual Braviary. So if this is Zoroark, it's always gonna go for a Hyper Voice, and it's holding a Focus Sash. So what I can do is break the sash and switch out using U-turn. So if I hit this Braviary with U-turn and turns into a Zoroark, then I did everything correct here. So hopefully we should see that here. Okay, good. Alright, so it was the Zoroark. Perfect. Okay, so that's what I had intended. So this allows me to swap into Dragapult again on the incoming Hyper Voice. So will take spikes, perfectly fine. There's a hyper voice, perfect. And then with the Focus Sash broken, we can now always outspeed in one shot with Life Orb Dragon Darts. Alright, so Zora goes down. And then now this just leaves the real Braviary. Yeah, so if you saw the animation was not different at all between those two. So that's why I got scared there. But this is the real Braviary, so with the Life Orb we can also just one shot with a Phantom Force. Yeah, so Hurricane misses. Take it out. Alright, perfect. Okay. It's that was a little scary, but we're fine. Alright. Let's get the heck out of here. Yeah, so I guess the flashing animation only applies to regular Zoroark and not Hisuian Zoroark. That's good to know. Alright, so let's go back, heal, and save. Another fight down. We can now start taking a look at the next fight here. Yeah, so I remember too playing, having a lot of hours to play Pokemon when I was little, but now I only get about like a few hours or so to be able to play games in my day, so I try to make the most of it, but recently starting streaming this, which has been pretty fun. It's been nice, been a fun experience learning, and especially now since I'm doing, you know, much more complicated challenges for Pokemon, so. Alright, but let's take a look here. The next fight we have. So this is, again, I'm in Victory Road, which is the final stretch of this game. And every trainer has a unique Mega Evolution. So this next trainer has a Mega Heracross. With a Slurpuff lead with Sticky Webs and Misty Explosion. Very nice. So if I could at least get one more fight done today, I'd be happy with that. This scene looks a little threatening. So we could take a look at it here. So Slurpuff lead, I can deal with my Sneasler. Where's he at? Sneasler. I can use her to deal with this. Fake Out to break Sash into Poison Jab always KOs. But this then would bait... Yeah, so I took a little bit of a look at this. I most likely... Let's see, if I hold a... black belt. Or, let's see, let me look at Muscle Band. Okay, so Muscle Band doesn't show KO on Darmanitan, so I'll have to use Life Orb. Life Orb. Sneasler shows KOs on Darmanitan, Chandelure, and Hydreigon. First one that doesn't is Gliscor, who will always see a KO with Earthquake, but he could also set up Stealth Rocks, which would be annoying. But if it does do that, I could... Let's see. I could KO this thing with... Looks like... I could swap directly to Hydreigon on an Earthquake and kill with Specs. Draco Meteor. Let's see, what would that bait? Let's see, if I don't pre-damage, looks like it would bait Heracross for either close combat or pin missile. Which... so my own Gliscor could deal with pretty well. But Pin Missile would do quite a bit of damage. Zero Chill Gaming, what's up, bro? How's it going? Thanks for popping in the chat. Hope you're having a good day today. I am playing a ROM hack called Pokemon Run&Bun. It's considered the still, I guess, considered the hardest ROM hack for any Pokemon game, but that might soon be dethroned by some newer games that are coming out. But yeah, it's a premier hard Nuzlocke game. Yeah, Red Rogue, exactly. It's you said it better than I did. Yeah, this game I've been attempting for quite a while now. But I finally have a run that's this is definitely potential to be the run because I'm at the final split of the game. But I've done hundreds of attempts of this already. So my goal is to be one of the first 100 people to beat a hardcore Nuzlocke at this game. So yeah, so for people who are not familiar, that's why I have this calculator right here that I'm looking at, which allows me to see the exact percent damage that every enemy trainer deals, because it's hard to fully convey why this game is so hard, but it's so hard that you literally have to plan every fight turn by turn, basically. Otherwise, it's almost impossible. There is one person that I met who is trying to Nuzlocke this game calculus, but that seems... That's a little too much for me. I'm just trying to beat it as a regular Nuzlocke. Let's see, Delano, appreciate the comment, bro. Hope you're having a good day today as well. Alright, so... let me see here. So I was planning Sneasler lead to bait Earthquake, Gliscor, or Stealth Rocks into Choice Specs Draco. I could either bait Heracross or I could pre-damage to bait their own Hydreigon, since we're speed tied. That might be a good idea to do, because I could just go to Primarina on a Dragon Pulse and then KO with a... let me see. Do I outspeed with Choice Specs or Choice Scarf? No. So he could just flinch me to death with Dark Pulse. That doesn't seem the best idea. But I can use her as a pivot. Yeah, I also have to watch out because there's a Shadow Tag Chandelure on this team. So I have to be very careful on when that gets brought out. Let's see, oh, actually, Florges looks like a better option here. Florges would bait Flamethrower instead of Dark Pulse. So... that won't flinch, and I can just KO with Moonblast. That would bait... looks like... Darmanitan, Sheer Force, Life Orb, Flare Blitz. That looks disgusting. But I could pivot through... I could pivot through Omastar to bait Earthquake back into Hydreigon and KO with a Draco. That would then bait Heracross for sure. Which I could use my own Heracross for, but then... that would be like a random move. Let me see. Well, actually, if I level up Gliscor, I'll be showing fast KO on the Chandelure. Which means... oh no, Chandelure would be the last one left. And also with this plan, Stealth Rocks can very likely be up. But... so we deal with Surplus Sneasler. We bait Gliscor, go to Hydreigon for KO, pre-damage to bait their Hydreigon. We go Florges, KO with Moonblast. We can level up to bait only Flare Blitz from Darmanitan. Pivot through Omastar into... let's see. back into Hydreigon on Earthquake for Draco kill. This will bait. If I do Choice Specs after Draco. Oh, so actually I wouldn't be showing kill on Chandelure. But I believe even after, if Stealth Rocks were up, I wouldn't be in killing range from HP Ice. So it would still always be Heracross for either Close Combat or Pin Missile. So that still allows me to go the Gliscor, which can take either Close Combat or Pin Missile very well. Let me see, if I'm holding an item... Let me see. If I'm holding a Soft Sand... Acrobatics doesn't become a KO. It would be after Close Combat, but that's not guaranteed. So I would have to be no item, KO with Acrobatics, and then bait bait a random move from Chandelure, but I could switch out using U-turn. Let's see, who can wall this? Yeah, 'cause Fire Blast can still do a lot of damage. It's base 145 special attack. H-Stray, you would like that, wouldn't you? So what about Assault Vest? Gliscor. Yeah, I could be potentially baiting a completely random move from this thing, so that's a kind of a problem. But let's see. Hey, yo, what's up, King? Good to see you again, bro. We're prepping the next Victory Road fight here. Alright, H-Ray, you're getting a little too crazy there, bro. Yeah, keep going. It's pretty sad. What a waste of energy. Alright, there we go. Alright, done with that. It's... Alright, let's get back into here. Yeah, so King, let me see, how many fights do we have left now? Let's see, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 more fights left in Victory Road. So I'm close to solving this one, but at the very end, I'm baiting a random move from Chandelure here. If I could pivot through something... Who could I potentially pivot through? Most things just die to this thing. Fire Ghost is a pretty dangerous typing. And it has... Oh yeah, and it has Shadow Tag, so whatever I swap in would have to deal with this thing. I can give someone an assault vest to deal with this thing. Yeah, maybe Florges? Because if I can bait just Fire Blast... Oh well, then I wouldn't be able to swap out Florges after that. Yeah, I'm not too sure if this plan would actually work unless I sacked something. Which, I mean, at this point, that wouldn't be the worst thing in the world. Let me see. Who's someone in my box I wouldn't mind risking dying to, or just straight up sacking to this thing. Yeah, I mean this Cradilly has been kind of an eyesore in my box. Yeah, I could just swap to that, sack it, and then just swap back into Hydreigon for KO with Dark Pulse. Alright, so let me review this here. So Life Orb Sneasler to take out Slurpuff with Fake Out into Poison Jab. We always bait Earthquake from Gliscor, because we show KOs on everything else. And for you. So we swap into Hydreigon on Earthquake, or potentially Stealth Rocks. KO with Draco Meteor. Pre-damage to bait their Hydreigon. We pivot to Florges. KO with a Moonblast. Let's see, if I hold an Assault Vest, I could also equip Leftovers. If I would go to level 95 of Leftovers, and Stealth Rocks are up, the maximum amount of damage I would take would be... looks like... minus Maxwell Crit Flamethrower. Oh, but Flamethrower could also burn, too. If I don't hold an Asper Berry, or Rossberry. Ooh. Yeah, that might not be good, because then I could be potentially baiting a Fast Kill, or a random move from Darmanitan, which wouldn't be good. So what if I gave her a Choice Scarf? Would that change anything? I don't think so. Yeah, no. Okay, so that might not be actually the best idea. Because this Darmanitan is a big problem if you let it go for more than one move. Maybe... let's see. What if I taught Ice Punch to Thundurus? Choice Band doesn't quite do it. Alright, no worries, King. Appreciate you dropping in, bro. Hope you have a great rest of your day. Hopefully I'll catch you in another stream. Let's see it. If I go Assault Vest, Florges against the Hydreigon, max roll crit would deal 20.7, and if Stealth Rocks are up, that'd be minus 12.5. That left me at 66%, which would be having overlapping range. Let's see, what if can I outspeed with Scarf? No. But I could pivot through someone else. If I'm baiting only Flamethrower. Let's see, or I can go Prim and go back to Sneasler on a Dark Pulse. And then KO with Close Combat. That might be something. Yeah, because then... Cosmic Gamer, what's up, bro? Thanks for popping in the chat. Hope you're having a good day. Yeah, I do play a bit of Pokemon Go. Were you at the recent Go Fest or the Go Tour? I went to that one a couple weeks ago in at the Rose Bowl. Didn't really get what I was wanting, but yeah, my family, we all play together. So my youngest brother, he's got tons of Shundos and a bunch of stuff. Alright, so let's see. Here, bait you to you, bait Dark Pulse into I can bait Dark Pulse back into you. But after the close combat, I could definitely be in range. Of multiple moves here. But after yeah, that should still be fine. Even if it's Rock Blast, that should still be fine. I can always KO with Acrobatics. But then... depending on how much damage I take, I could be in range of more than just Flare Blitz from Darmanitan. Let me see. Trying to see if there's any other routing I could do for here other than my Sneasler lead. Let's see, what if I go, instead of the pre-damage, what if I go with the baiting Heracross angle? If I bait straight into Heracross, I could still go directly to Gliscor and KO. Which would then always should be, because then I wouldn't be baiting Rock Blast, so even max roll crit. Let's see. Max roll crit at level 95 close combat for Mega Heracross would deal at most 56.5%, which would leave me at 43. If Stealth Rocks aren't up, I would be outside of Zen Headbutt range. But not if Stealth Rocks are up. So... But the odds of that are very, very unlikely. Because if I could do that, then I could bait guaranteed Flare Blitz into Omastar. And again, pivot through... pivot back to Hydreigon for the KO. Which would then bait their yeah, that would then bait their Hydreigon. Dragon Pulse. I can then still go to Prim to bait Dark Pulse into Hydreigon. But Sneasler can't guarantee KO the Chandelure with Life Orb, so I would need to go to something else. there someone that could chain them two together? I could potentially go to... I could go maybe Infernape. And then KO with Fake Out into close combat. But that would bait either Fire Blast or Shadow Ball, which wouldn't be good. I could also just go Florges and KO with Moonblast while holding a shell, Shed Shell from and then bait Fire Blast. If I do that, then I can just go straight to Arcanine for a Choice Band, Rock Slide. So this might work. But again, the Stealth Rocks can potentially be up for this line. So let me recap. We Life Orb, Sneasler, Fake Out into Poison Jab, KO, Slurpuff, bait Earthquake, Gliscor, swap to Choice Specs, Hydreigon on either Earthquake or Stealth Rocks to KO with Draco Meteor. At full health, we bait either Close Combat or Pin Missile from Heracross. We swap to Gliscor to take the hits, and then Outspeed and KO. On the next turn, we bait Flare Blitz. We pivot through Omastar to bait Earthquake. Back into Hydreigon. KO with another Draco. Bait their Hydreigon. Dragon Pulse. We go Florges, KO with Moonblast. Holding Shed Shell, we bait Fire Blast, Chandelure. Pivot to Arcanine, KO with Choice Band, Rock Slide. Alright, I think this should work. So if I can get this, I do have to get ready for work pretty soon, so I'd like to ideally get this fight done. So let me just see. Yeah, if Stealth Rocks don't get set up from Gliscor, this line should be riskless. Bait you. Go you. Back to you. KO. Bait you. Go you. KO. KO. Bait you. Go you. KO. Alright, so let's set this up here. I think this looks good. And if something goes wrong, I could always sack Gorgeous or something. Alright, so for this we need Sneasler. We're keeping Hydreigon. We need Gliscor. So we need Omastar. We need Florges. And we need Arcanine. Hey, what's up, Matt? Good to see you again, bro. Hope your day's going alright so far. How things been? Appreciate seeing you again. Alright, so let's see. For items we need let's see. We need Life Orb on Sneasler. And it's going alright, making some progress here. We did another fight early ago, and I think I've planned out this next one here. And if we can get this fight done, we would have 6 more fights left to go in the Victory Road here. Let's see. So we're keeping specs on Hydreigon. No item for Gliscor. So we want Frostberry in case of burn on Omastar. So we want Shell Bell. Oh no, not Shell Bell. Shed Shell. For Gorgeous. And Choice Band for Arcanine. And let's see, we definitely want to level up Gliscor. So let's level him up to the cap here. Just triple checking the line here. KO you. Bait you into you. KO. Bait you. Go to you. KO. Bait you. Pivot to you. Into you. KO. Bait you. Go to you. KO. Bait you. Go to you. KO. Okay. I'm gonna level up Arcanine as well. To the level cap. So let's do that here. Let's see. So I could also level Florges up. And this happens to be a plus special defense Florges, so super tinky. I could just level her up to the level cap as well. No reason not to. Yeah, let's do that here. That way, Hydreigon's dealing the least amount of damage, helping us bait primarily Fire Blast from Chandelure. Alright, no worries, Matt. Thanks for popping in. Hope you have a great rest of your day. So let's get this fight done so I can get ready for work soon. My Hydreigon is speed type with their Hydreigon, so they see that they're always faster than me. So it can never be Chandelure on my Hydreigon. Even after the Draco Meteor. Yeah. Solar Raider, what's up, bro? Thanks for popping in the chat. Music's kind of loud. Yeah, I could turn it down a little bit. All right, how's that sounding there? life orb, choice specs, no item, raspberry, shed shell, choice band. Alright. Yeah, no worries, bro. Alright, let's go head over to this fight. Let's see, do I have the fight up in here? Yeah. Full trainer Michelle. So we're gonna go this way. Down here. And then we have to do this puzzle again. This way. We go down. Go this way. Okay, cool. And we go back up here. Block your sight. And then we go up this way. Break this rock, and we can go through here. Oh, then we have to go this way. Let's see, I can break this rock and move this boulder over here. Block this guy. Alright. Cool. So that should be good. Let me save. And triple check everything one last time. Life orb, choice specs, no item, raspberry, shed shell, choice band. Check the calc one last time here. Go to you. Okay. We should be good here. Solar Raider, this is it's a game called Pokemon Run&Bun. It's considered one of the hardest ROM hacks for any Pokemon game. And I'm doing a hardcore Nuzlocke of it. Meaning that if a Pokemon faints in battle, I can no longer use it. And in this fight right here, I'll be explaining my steps as to how and why these fights can be so difficult. So, yeah, let's do this here. Alright. Alright, Cold Trainer Michelle. Alright, so this Cold Trainer, she starts off with a Slurpuff. Focus Sash Unburden. Which, if you let it proc the Focus Sash, it'll double its speed, outspeeding everything. And it has Sticky Webs, which the AI will almost always want to set up. But with my Sneasler, I can simply start with a Fake Out to break its Focus Sash. So, and then with that, we can now outspeed and KO with Poison Jab after the Fake Out. And I'm holding Life Orb, not to be able to kill the Slurpuff, but to bait out other Mon. So after we KO the Slurpuff, it should always be Gliscor to come in. So Slurpuff goes down. We'll take some Life Orb. We should always see Gliscor come in next. Perfect. Alright, so this is Poison Heal, Toxic Orb, Gliscor. And it also has Stealth Rocks. So right now the Gliscor does see a slow KO on my Sneasler, always with Earthquake, but the AI won't always go for a slow KO. It has a 30% chance to set up Stealth Rocks. We ideally really don't want Stealth Rocks to be up here. If it goes for Earthquake, the rest of the fight should be completely riskless. If he does set up Stealth Rocks, then we're going to have to dodge some actual crits at certain points. So I'm going to swap to my Hydreigon on hopefully a Earthquake here. Of course, I get the 30% Stealth Rocks. Alright. Alright, that's fine. We're just gonna have to dodge some Fiction now. Alright, but we can now just go outspeed and KO with a Draco Meteor here. Choice Specs Draco Meteor. Alright. And then this should always be baiting in Heracross. Perfect. Alright, and this is a Mega Heracross, which it's about to Mega Evolve. And right now, Heracross always sees a KO with both Close Combat or Pin Missile. Because the Stealth Rocks are up, I'm going to swap to my Gliscor to take either hit. We really don't want to see crits here from either the Stoned, from either Close Combat or Pin Missile. If we see a Maxwell crit, then we could be in a little bit of trouble. So hopefully we don't see any critical hits here. We'll take an 8th from Stealth Rocks here. Let's see. Alright, Close Combat, no crit please. Thank you. Okay. Alright, so that's good. Because now we can safely outspeed this Heracross. And go for the KO with Acrobatics. Which will always one-shot. Oh, watch your ears. Alright, so Mega Heracross down. Next up should always be Darmanitan. Yep, so Darmanitan comes in, this thing's Demon, Sheer Force, Life Orbs, Sheer Force, Life Orb, Flare Blitz to deal just crazy damage. And thankfully, because we didn't get crit on my Gliscor, it only sees a KO with Flare Blitz and no other move. So that allows me to safely swap into my Omastar, which quad resists the Flare Blitz. And we have Shell Armor, so we can't get crit. And I'm holding a Rostberry in case of Flare Blitz burn. So we're going to swap to Omastar here first. We'll take the stones. There's a Flare Blitz. Yep, perfectly fine. Oh, I guess I didn't need Frostberry because it's Sheer Force. Alright, but that's still perfectly fine. After that Flare Blitz, we're now only dead to... let me see. We are only dead to Earthquake. Yeah, I mean, it happens. It's just... it's part of the game. I really want to get this fight done, so I'm fine with this. We should be, but I believe even now, at this point, we should still be... I think that was the glide score is the only real risky point. We should be perfectly fine the rest of the fight here. So now Dorminitan is guaranteed to go for Earthquake. So that allows me to go back into my Hydreigon safely, to levitate over the Earthquake here. We will take Stealth Rocks, which is perfectly fine. Earthquake, perfect. We levitate. And then again with Choice Specs, we outspeed and can one-shot with another Draco Meteor. Perfect. So Dimanitan goes down. This should now always be baiting in their Hydreigon. Level up perfectly fine. Yep. So their Hydreigon comes in because we're speed tied, so the AI sees that it's technically faster than me. So it's always going to go for a KO with Dragon Pulse. So that allows me to safely swap into my Florges to take no damage from it. Take some stones. There's a Dragon Pulse, perfect. Alright, and now we basically wall this Hydreigon. Its highest damage and move on me is Flamethrower, which won't deal that much. And we can just one-shot with a Moonblast. Perfect. So Hydreigon goes down. This just now leaves a Chandelure. Alright, and this is a Shadow Tag Chandelure. But my Florges is holding a Shed Shell, which allows me to swap out of the Shadow Tag here. And Chandelure's highest damaging move on me is only Fire Blast. So it's a guaranteed Fire Blast this turn, which allows me to swap to Arcanine, Hisuian, to take the incoming Fire Blast fairly well. Well, we should always live even after Fire Blast crit plus the Rocks damage. Let me just triple check here. Yeah, we'll always survive Stealth Rocks into Fire Blast crit. So we'll go Arcanine here. So we'll take 25%. There's a Fire Blast. It still does quite a bit. That is quad resisted. And then with the Choice Bands, we outspeed and can always one-shot Chandelure with a Rock Slide. Alright, there we go. Very nice. Even with Stealth Rocks up, we were fine. Okay. That is a good place to pause. Yeah, appreciate the comments, Solar Raider. Much appreciated. Alright, so let's escape rope out of here. And then let's save and heal. Alright, so that leaves only 6 more fights left in Victory Road until I get to the Elite Four. Almost there. We can just barely taste it, but I'm gonna go ahead and pause there because I gotta get ready for work. But really appreciate everyone who tuned in to watch. Solar Raider, appreciate you watching along with me. I hope you guys all have a great rest of your day, and I'll probably stream around same time tomorrow, so hopefully I will catch everyone again in my next stream. But if not, I wish everyone a great rest of their day.